Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt and I'm a whiskey nerd.
I'm Rose and I'm a whiskey noob. And today we've got a little bit of an update. We hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Woo!
I'm very excited. Someone's more excited because, started this whole thing. I just kind of pop in and out. But it's a very exciting thing to hit 1,000. It's a great milestone for us. So we want to do a little bit of an update video and do some shout outs as well, because it's not like us just in a silo. We've gotten to know a really good community of other whiskey YouTubers, cocktail makers. So we're just gonna, do a little bit of update and shout out today.
Yeah, and I mean, I've got something here, a little bit special to toast with, to celebrate with. So this is a bottle of the Dingle Single Malt whiskey. It's a whiskey I have reviewed on the channel, but this bottle, haven't yet opened it.
Oh my god, it's literally sealed up still.
Yeah, so back when I was starting off, I had a bigger Instagram channel, but I only had 50 subscribers on the YouTube, and Dingle actually sent me this bottle to review. Now, they didn't know I'd already bought myself a bottle of the whiskey, so I used that bottle, but I kept this one. I said to myself, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll open it. So it's just a little thing, held on to it. It was just a nice little gesture by the company to give a nice bottle of whiskey. Of course, I mentioned that in my review, unbiased review, but it was just a nice little touch, and so we can celebrate.
Yeah.
So cheers to 1,000. Cheers to all of you.
Cheers,
Cheers to you.
Lancia.
And cheers to 1,000 more.
Oh, this is lovely.
Yeah, it's a really good whiskey.
Have I had this before?
You had a lot of times. Yeah.
See, I've spent a lot of time, or in the early days, probably when you were reviewing this, behind the camera, on the couch, upstairs.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really involved in YouTube at that point, but now I'm more here, so should give it a go on camera this time.
I think actually one thing we're thinking of doing, maybe in the next couple of months, maybe re-reviewing some of the older bottles where you weren't in front of the camera, so just getting the whiskey noob's perspective.
I was a super noob, negative noob. I knew nothing, and now I know something.
Yeah.
I know something.
Especially some of the classic bottles, like the Redbreasts, the Green Spot, the classic whiskeys that kind of everyone should try, those ones. Yeah, I think it's good to every now and then sprinkle in a revisited review and maybe some revisited cocktails too. So yeah,
I might be able to appreciate them a lot more rather than, oh, it tastes like whiskey. Be like, oh, what's on the palate? What's on the finish?
Yeah, and the one thing we might also do is more of the Monday episodes where we it's a bit more free flowing. It's not a review, it's not a cocktail. It's maybe comparing different whiskeys, comparing different things, because they're quite fun.
It's fun. I enjoy those quite a bit because you get a whole arrangement, and I feel like I learn a little bit more when I have it's nice to do the single bottles, of course, but to have the multiple ones stacked up against each other, you really start feeling like, oh, I like this about this one, or I like that about the other one,
Mm-hmm. And it is all about fun. That's what this whole thing is. And I mean, like we said, we want to give a couple of shout outs because something that made this whole endeavor way more fun is the people we've met, the other content creators.
Yeah.
Just having chats on either Instagram or YouTube. It was been fun.
Yeah.
And one channel in particular, we're going to give a quick shout out, Ben and Greg from the Bourbon Note. So they saw that we were just around 980 subscribers. We were heading to 1,000. Would have got there eventually, but they made sure they gave us a special shout out. They got a bunch of their subscribers to join us, to come over here, subscribe, and it's just well done to them. Very thankful.
Very kind, it's just a very nice thing for them to have done.
Yeah, and any of you who have come across, thank you, welcome aboard. Hopefully you like what you see. Yeah, and we just thought we'd give a couple of shout outs to some other people across the other sides because we do whiskey reviews and cocktail recipes.
Yes.
So we've actually met a lot of different kind of content creators and some really good, nice people. We thought it'd be good to give a couple of shout outs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first person I think I have to give a shout out to, aside from Ben and Greg, is Jeff from Jeff Whiskey. He was actually the first content creator I interacted with. He just reached out to me. He said, hey, how are you doing? I see you making videos. It was just a nice thing because at that point it was still quite small. I wasn't really sure how to talk to other people, wasn't really sure how to reach out to other creators, and Jeff just reached out. Very nice guy, puts out reviews every now and then, kind of funny reviews, kind of always has a little bit of he has his rating scale as how many Jeffs does it get, not how many points does it get. Really nice guy. Check out his channel, put a link up there. Nice guy, just really fun. Just give him a look,
Yeah, I think the next one would have to be Bobby from Bad Axe Bourbon, and I think his wife Elisa is in some of the videos as well. I just found him very nice. I love the axe, and he's got this block that he throws the axe into. But he also just talked to me over Instagram. It's always very kind, very nice, And I like kind of seeing, the fact that his wife is in as well, another like female whiskey drinker, that's always a nice thing to see. So I want to give them a bit of a shout out too.
Yeah, really nice people as well. When you start talking to people on social media, on Instagram, it's good to actually see the person behind the camera. It's very nice just to see that they're just like you kind of thing. It's fun.
Yeah.
And speaking of just like us, Jean and Charlie.
Yes, Jean and Charlie.
MultiCasking, husband and wife team. I know we're focusing on the husband and wife team, but they're very nice people, really nice. They do lots of swaps. So unfortunately, we're in Ireland, they're in America. We can't actually swap samples because you can't send alcohol through the mail, but they do cool swaps with other whiskey channels. Really nice people. Give them a look as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next, I think it would have to be John the Whisky Neighbour. He's kind of like, my neighbor to the north because I'm American. He's a really nice Canadian guy who reviews whiskey. So I always think that that's like a little fun, little relationship right there, northern neighbor kind of thing. But he always does really fun videos as well.
Yeah, he's really nice. Just a very nice, friendly guy. Very honest with his reviews and his opinions. Does focus on Canadian whiskey, which does get overlooked a lot. When you talk about Scotch and Irish and bourbon, like Canadian whiskey does get overlooked a bit, so it is nice to see someone experimenting out.
Yeah.
And speaking of experimenting out, Mac from Kanpai Planet, very nice guy over in Japan. We met in Japan, so the next time we go over there, next time we're in Tokyo, we're making sure to stop by his bar.
110%.
Yeah, very nice guy. Has done not just whiskey reviews, he's also like made sake by hand. Very cool guy. Absolutely check out his channel. Has done some really good stuff, and he tasted the sake he made. It sounded very nice, so hopefully we'll be able to get some when we go over. If not, we'll just have to drink some nice whiskey at his bar.
Kanpai too.
And say Kanpai, yeah. And I mean, we could be here for hours. There are so many cool channels. There's like Drew from Whiskey Lore, Sean from Whiskey Wars, Whiskey Straight Al, Big Al himself up in Northern Ireland. There's With or Without Whiskey. There's like Ryan.
There's so many. This is not an exhaustive list.
We're going to put a list of other channels to check out down below. Absolutely look at them. There's some really cool creators out there, some really nice people, and sometimes it's harder when you see like the big channels. It's easy to focus on them and kind of let the littler channels go by. So absolutely look at some people. They're really fun, really nice people, and it's good to see different perspectives. Yeah. But now we're going to move over to cocktails, because like I said, our channel is kind of half whiskey, half cocktails. And I think if we're talking about cocktails, there's one person who has to come first.
There is only one person that can come first, and it is Tim. It has to be Tim. Capital T-I-M, the spirit of the cocktail.
Yeah, very nice guy. Super fan. He makes sure to watch everybody else's videos. He's always the first person in as well. Man has the fastest fingers on YouTube. I mean,
he's like, they're ready. Like you can't get, like you post the video, we know when it's coming out, but he'll still get the first comment
He'll get the first comment, but I'll be ready to put in like a pinned comment, like saying, oh, check out the full review over here. Or like, what do you think of this cocktail? Tim's already in there. He's watched it. He's sometimes had a full conversation with people before I've gotten in there.
Yeah.
Really nice guy. He puts out cocktails as well. Very friendly, always make sure to get inspiration, let's say, from other cocktail creators and make them himself, put his own spin in it.
Oh yeah.
Really nice guy, really nice. Just check out his channel.
Wish him happy birthday. It was his birthday recently.
It was his birthday recently, so yeah, in the comments below, make sure you wished him a happy birthday. It's belated, but it
still counts.
It still counts. And then I'd like to give a shout out to Anne, the home bartender with Anne. She's really nice. She actually reached out to me, much like Jeff on Jeff Whiskey. Anne reached out to me. She introduced me to loads of other cocktail creators. There's a whole Discord for the YouTube bartenders. It's really nice, really fun community. Like, she's really nice. She puts out cocktail videos as well. Some really nice. She focuses on tiki cocktails. So nice, fun, tropical.
They're so much fun.
Yeah, and
I love looking at those bags.
Yeah, and we're in summer now, so tiki cocktails, it's the time to have them. So make sure to check out her cocktail channel and make sure to get some good inspiration.
Yeah. I think next would be Carl and Riley from Alchemix. They put a lot of work into their videos, a lot of real effort there. Like they work hard to make sure their videos get out in like the way that they want them to be.
Yeah, and another husband and wife team.
Yes.
So you gotta support the husband.
Got a theme there.
Yeah, and I think another. Well, I'm not just going to go for one, I'm going to go for three. We kind of call them the Challenge Boys. It's David from Booze on the Rocks, Vino from 60 Second Cocktails and Rob from Rob's Home Bar. They kind of are the driving force behind some of the cocktail challenges you see on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah,
we've done some of them, haven't we?
We did, yeah. The Valentine's Day Challenge and the St. Patrick's Day Challenge. They actually invited us to take part in the St. Patrick's Day Challenge. Really cool guys.
Yeah.
Like David, he's a cocktail wizard. He makes so many videos. There's so much inspiration there. Really cool. Vino has this kind of cool New York kind of vibe on it. He's on 62nd Street. He's got the Bronx, the Rat Pack. Really cool New York themed. And Rob has a very unique style, so he actually doesn't have his face usually in his videos. Yeah, he has the GoPro. He attaches the GoPro to himself and just lets you watch him make the cocktail.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to actually see sometimes how the little bits, how the garnishes work, how everything works together.
Yeah.
He makes loads of his own kind of spirits and liqueurs and sugar syrups and stuff. So it's really cool to see like the hands-on experience with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And much like with the whiskey creators, there are so many other cool cocktail creators out there. There's too many for us to mention in one video, but like some of the highlights, Andrew from Angry Cocktails, you got Georgie from Just Take or Stir, you got Gnome's Tavern, you got Cocktails Under Quarantine. There's so many other cool channels out there, all have different spins, all have different takes on like what they're making, how they're making it. Like Andrew from Angry Cocktails, he kind of does a lot of barrel aging cocktails. He has a couple of different barrels he's been barrel aging, really cool. Cocktails Under Quarantine does these like movie themed cocktails.
Oh yeah, and they take great pics.
Yeah, Gnome's Tavern, all these kind of like almost kind of Dungeons and Dragons themed. There's some like fun cocktails, like different varieties of ways of making cocktails, kind of putting different spins on it. Just really
It's very cool how everyone does something a little bit different. They have their own unique way of going about like doing cocktails and everything.
Yeah, so we're going to put more links to more channels down below.
Yeah.
Make sure to give them a look, see what you like, see what you find you might like what you see.
Yeah.
And so I think that's about where we're going to leave it. Like we said, it was just a quick little update. You're going to see maybe a few changes to the channel, nothing major. Like we've already started changing some of the thumbnails. We might revitalize the logo a bit.
Yeah.
Rose is quite a little artist, so she's been looking at the logo, looking at some of the channel art and saying maybe we could redo it, maybe we can make it a little better, but channel's mostly staying the same.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep doing what we're doing and saying cheers. Yeah. So see you next time. Sláinte.
Bye.